This is the most important decision you can make on your YouTube channel, and a lot of people get it wrong. That decision? Picking a niche.
And the most important thing that I need you guys to get in the right mindset for and start with is you need to pick a niche.
Pick a niche, create high quality content. They all tell you to just find a niche. As you saw in the intro there, even I have been a proponent of the find your niche strategy when it comes to anything regarding making money online. That was common strategic advice that I encountered on my own dive into this online income adventure. And listen, it's not bad advice. It might just be a little bit outdated and oversimplified at this point. Here's why.
With so many people online, it continues to get harder and harder to stand out. Niching down can help, but it might not be enough.
Instead of competing in an oversaturated market, what if there were a smarter way to position yourself by combining niches? We all say just
pick a niche.
Fitness, finance, beauty, pets, parenting,
and focus.
This doesn't always work, or rather, it can sometimes take years to work because of high competition and oversaturation. It's difficult to stand out if you're saying the same thing as everyone else or selling the same product as everybody else. Reality is, you have to do something unique.
But it's hard to be unique.
The good news is you do not have to spend hours and hours trying to think of something that has never been thought of before or trying to completely reinvent the wheel. Instead, combine niches to complement consumers' many different interests. Niching down is making a broad niche more specific.
Instead of fitness, you might choose to focus on fitness for new moms. Instead of personal finance, you focus on budgeting for college students.
The pros here are that it's easier to target a specific audience and it is less overall competition. The con is that niching down has been done over and over again for at least the past 5 years now, and even if it isn't as crowded as broader niches, it's still pretty crowded. Think New York City versus Tokyo. NYC isn't as crowded as Tokyo, but it's still damn crowded. So how is combining niches any different than niching down? They definitely parallel each other, but they are in fact driving in separate lanes. Combined niches merge two distinct ideas that don't typically go together. Here are some examples.
Fitness and video games. Workouts inspired by video game movements or characters. Personal finance and dating. Money and love, budgeting for couples and singles. Tech and mental health. How AI and apps can improve your mental well-being.
This one would probably be a little controversial, which doesn't mean that it's bad. Just be prepared.
Cooking and science. The science behind delicious food. Travel and minimalism. Exploring the world with only a backpack. Beauty and psychology. How makeup affects self-perception and confidence.
Long-tail keywords can cast a wider net because you have more opportunity to catch more of an audience when they're searching. Although hashtags are not as prominent or useful on Instagram as they used to be like 8 years ago, they can still be helpful, especially when the niches are blended in the hashtag.
For example, if we go to Instagram and we look up the hashtag fitness, it then shows us a list of everything that is related or connected to fitness. As you can see, completely saturated. Everything has millions and millions of posts tied to anything having to do with fitness. So let's try the hashtag exercise, which falls under the fitness umbrella. As you can see, when you look up this hashtag, the different combinations have fewer posts. I mean, there's still a lot, of course, but it's not millions and millions like we saw with fitness. Entrepreneur also has different combinations that have millions of posts, but there are some that are less, like Entrepreneur Journey, Entrepreneur Mindsets, and Entrepreneur Mom.
I've noticed that on TikTok, both of these hashtag methods can have success, whether it's a very popular singular hashtag or a combined niche hashtag. Instagram is a little more tricky. They both have different algorithms, so you have to play around with both of them. I have heard a lot of content creators suggesting that you can create videos for TikTok and repurpose it to Instagram and vice versa, and same for other platforms like Facebook Reels. I have seen a few people have some success with that, but what I have seen more frequently is that what does well on TikTok does not necessarily do as well on Instagram, and vice versa. What does really well on Instagram Reels doesn't necessarily perform very well on TikTok. Remember that these are different platforms, they have different algorithms, and even more so, they're owned by different companies. What two interests of yours could you combine into a unique niche? Let me know down in the comments. But first, make sure that you give this video a like, make sure that you subscribe so that we can keep hanging out and talking about all this make money online stuff, and I will see you in the next video.